to keep it to as few speakers as possible, and when I wanted to think about who I would ask to speak, there was only one person who came to mind that I knew could have a good send-off for everybody on their way across the state. And the one thought that came into my mind was Reverend Todd Eklof. So I'm going to ask him to come up and talk to y'all.
Oh, hell. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. It's only fitting that I should be interrupted by a train before I even get started. No, that's okay. I thank you. This is perfect. So when he was running for president in 2000, George W. Bush, sorry to bring up bad memories, and the entire GOP completely denied global warming, calling it a hoax, and falsely insisted the scientific community was divided over the issue, so there's no sense worrying about it. After having stolen the election from him, Al Gore went on to produce the first major documentary on global warming, his Academy Award-winning film, An Inconvenient Truth, for which members of the corporate media called him a bad guy, unhinged, and a wild-eyed religious nut. I'm not going to let him interrupt me. Only 8 years later, when Obama was running for president, our planet had become so much hotter that the terrible impacts of climate change could no longer be denied. Those champions of the status quo adjusted their lie just a little to say, yeah, it might be happening, but scientists aren't really sure what's causing it, so we don't know what to do about it. Boo! Today, now that only a few of the dumbest and most ignorant among them still cling to these lies, they are telling us instead that it's too late. There's nothing we can do about it. Do you see the pattern here? The only conclusion to be drawn from all these lies and arguments is the same. There's nothing to do about global warming. No use doing anything about it. It's not happening. It's a hoax. Don't worry about it. It might be happening, but we're not sure why. It's probably only cyclical, so we're not sure what to do about it. And now, okay, looks like it really is happening, but it's too late to do anything about it, so we might as well just keep doing what we've been doing as long as we can. This last lie is no different than all the other lies that have led to decades of inaction in response to the worst crisis in human history. And if we're going to break free from our addiction to dirty fossil fuels, we must first break free from this lie that there is nothing to be done. Break free now!
Break now! Break free now! Break free now! Break free now!
We must break free from the status quo. Go ahead. Break free. We must break free from the corporate media. Thank you, Spokane Action Media, for being here covering the revolution that the corporate media, benefiting most from Citizens United, doesn't want us to know is happening in our country and in our world. And we must break free from the complacency and inaction. We must break free from our hopelessness. For we know it is not a hoax. We know what's causing it, and we know what to do about it. We must leave fossil fuels in the ground. We must must leave the ancient blood and bones of our ancestors in their sacred resting places. We must stop fueling our lives with the technology of death and destruction and begin fueling it with life-giving, sustainable energy and technology. My friends, there is a natural, healthy, green technology we can use to clean the carbon out of our atmosphere, a technology that has been around for ages. I'm talking about trees. It's the cheapest, greenest, easiest, most efficient way to curb the greenhouse gas effect. So instead of burning down our rainforests to make palm oil or mowing them down to make Big Macs, let's begin turning our entire planet into a carbon scrubbing factory by adopting a climate plan that plants and protects billions of trees. We can do it if we break free. And instead of digging up every last chunk of dirty coal to sell to our neighbors in China who already can't breathe their own air, break free. Or squeezing every last drop of oil out of the ground for a deadly and dying industry. Or polluting local water supplies. Causing man-made earthquakes through fracking. We need to break free by investing in renewable solar, water, and wind energy sources. Instead of overpopulating the earth and exploiting our resources at an unsustainable rate, we can break free by ensuring economic equality, women's rights, and birth control for the entire global community. We know what to do. And we know we can do it because we've done it before. We've done it before. Remember back in the 1970s? Some of you might not. Some of you do. I know some of you Montanans do, I can tell. When scientists discovered the thinning of the ozone, which eventually got so bad it developed a hole the size of Antarctica over our planet, exposing the world to dangerous levels of ultraviolet radiation. It took a while, but in 1987 the world community came together and adopted the Montreal Protocol, banning the use of chlorofluorocarbons everywhere. Then sooner than anyone could have imagined, ozone levels returned to normal, and today the hole in the ozone is almost gone, almost healed. Something even worse happened long time ago. 2.5 billion years ago, when there was a population explosion of oxygen-excreting single-cell organisms, the only life form on the planet at the time. There were so many of these tiny creatures, nevertheless, that the corrosive oxygen levels increased to the point that life on Earth was becoming extinct, and the entire atmosphere was on the verge of exploding, which would have turned our planet into nothing more than a fireball. Fortunately, in the brink of time, some of those cells learned to consume oxygen and excrete carbon, which eventually brought oxygen levels back to normal. Today, the population explosion and overconsumption of another creature has altered the atmosphere again, leading to mass extinction and threatening to turn our planet again into a fireball. But if a bunch of mindless cells can break free of their nasty habits, why can't we? So what do we need to do, my friends? What do we need to do? They're going to put out a little global warming. One more time, let me hear you say it. My friends, we can have snow-packed mountains and plenty of fresh water again if we can have healthy forests and smoke-free air in the summers if we can have clean, green, renewable energy if we We can have plenty of fat, healthy polar bears if we
Break free!
We can have ancient glaciers and hard permafrost again if we can end the population explosion if we can stop global warming if we can stop climate change if we can stop the fires if we can stop the trains if we can stop the export stations if we can stop the lies if we can stop the greed if we can change the world if we break free! Break free!
Let's have another hand for him.